Hola Spanish food lovers, and welcome to another food review. And if you're wondering what I'm doing in my car today, well, the fact of the matter is that it is a terrible day. Look at the weather that we have here in Madrid currently. Now the idea is to go into the restaurant that I have across the street. La Maraña, I think, is the name of the restaurant. You can see it there. Sit down and have a typical menú del día here today. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first menú del día that I have had in 2025, so I'm really looking forward to it. Let's hope it doesn't disappoint. Let's go and sit down. Now the first thing I'm going to say is that this restaurant looks very nice inside. We'll see if the food lives up to the same standard, but decoration wise, a very nice restaurant indeed. It looks fairly new, good lighting, nice decoration, so that's a pro so far. Now, the menú del día. Let's see exactly what we're going to go with here. So we've got the first courses. We've got callos con garbanzos, which is tripe with chickpeas. We've got pisto manchego, which is a type of ratatouille, a vegetable mixed dish with maybe an egg on top. And we've got risotto de champiñones, so a mushroom risotto, if you like. And I think that's what I'm going to order. The second courses here, we've got alitas con pollo fritas, which I imagine is fried chicken wings. We've got lacón a la gallega, which is a type of pork, Galician-style pork, and caballa asada con ensalada, which is a fish dish, a roasted fish dish. I've gone for the lacón. Included is a drink, dessert, or coffee, €13.90, and I was told that wine is not included, so I've had to order beer, so not impressed about that. But with today's costs, I can imagine why it's not included. So let's wait for the food. So the first menu for 2025, as I said, hope it doesn't disappoint. A little bit limited as far as the choices are concerned. We've only got 3 firsts, 3 seconds, drink, not wine, as I said, dessert or coffee. Important to know that it's one or the other. So the drink has arrived. Muchas gracias. So this is the tapa that we've got today. Fried chistorra, which is a type of sausage similar to chorizo, coming from the north of the country, I believe, and also with these little biscuits that we have here. Let's try it. That is a flavoursome sausage. Smoky, not spicy in any way, but it has this smoky flavour. You can see the oil in the bottom of this dish. Maybe not so good for the heart, but wow, it's tasty. Now my first course has arrived, my mushroom risotto. Not lacking any mushrooms, I will say. Parmesan cheese on top, and also with the rice, as you would expect in a risotto. Take a look at that, you can come to your own conclusion. The most important thing is with the taste of this dish here. Let's dig in and see. Perfectly cooked. It is well seasoned. Definitely you can taste the Parmesan cheese because it's all over the top, and I imagine that there's Parmesan cheese also in the mix here as well. And the mushrooms, not overbearing, a nice balanced dish, I would say, with the Parmesan, with the mushrooms, with the broth that the risotto has been made with. All in all, a nice dish. And on a day like today, when the weather is absolutely terrible, something nice and warm like this one goes down an absolute treat. I mean, look at the weather outside. Shocking, but a couple of people outside braving the weather, no doubt because they're having a smoke with their drink. Now you're probably saying, Stuart, risotto, it's not a Spanish dish. What are you doing eating risotto? You should be eating Spanish food. Well, the fact of the matter is that risotto here in Spain, Mediterranean dish coming from Italy, of course, and this dish is quite common here in Spain nowadays, risotto. Probably easy for them to cook. They can cook in bulk, especially when it's on the menú del día, and if 20 or 30 people come in and ask for this, they've got it all ready to go from the kitchen. I reckon that would be the reason why. But as I said, Mediterranean cuisine, rice dish, nice. Now that was quite filling. The test is going to be how much of the second course I can fit in today. The lacón a la gallega, which is a ham dish. Lacón, coming from the north of the country, Galicia, hence the name lacón a la gallega. Let's wait and see if it's any good. Muchas gracias. So, what have we got here? Well, we've got these thin layers of ham lacon, boiled ham. We've got boiled potatoes underneath. Also, we've got an olive oil dressing with a slight hint of paprika, which looks to be a little bit watery, but I imagine that's coming from the potatoes and also from the ham. I would say that's the reason. Now, I'm going to have to cut this up into a more manageable slice. Let's see if I can do so. Now, visually, I'm going to say this doesn't look to be the most attractive thing that you can order. I went for it because I'm familiar with lacon and I like lacon. So taste-wise, I know what I'm in for. But think of your Christmas ham, or at least in Australia at Christmas time we have these boiled hams. Think of that cut into thin slices, warmed up, put on a bed of potatoes, boiled potatoes with some oil and paprika put on top, and that's what you've got here. Let's try. So the ham is tender, it's flavoursome, the dish as a whole is well seasoned. Potatoes, they're very, very soft. They break up in your mouth and they also break up on the plate here, as we can see. And you can see what I'm talking about here, that the oil has mixed in a little bit with the water and it's not as strong. The flavour has been diluted. I'm not complaining, not the best choice, I don't think. From the three things that are available on the menu, this one took my fancy the most because I didn't really want chicken wings and I didn't really want that fish, the caballa, which is a blue fish, so I'm stuck with this, so not complaining. Sip of beer. But again, I would have preferred a nice glass of red or white wine with this meal, but it wasn't an option. Now I'm almost full, so I'll just try and get one more mouthful or two in, because I want to leave room for dessert, which hopefully will be of a better standard than this. Yes. I'm going to be honest with you guys, so far I'm a little bit underwhelmed by my food experience today. The first course was okay, the second course got a pass mark, but I wouldn't give it much more than that. Stay tuned at the end of the video when I give my final review, but so far, as I said, a little bit underwhelmed. Let's see if the dessert can lift my dining experience today, but so far, a little bit underwhelmed, as I said. Muchas gracias. Now the dessert has arrived and everything is riding on this dessert to bring the score of this place up. What do we got? Well, natillas is what I have here, which is the Spanish equivalent of custard. It's come in a nice little serving dish here. The amount is not huge and the texture of the custard is a little bit different to what I am used to, having eaten custard virtually every day for the first 15 years of my life. So different to the runny custard that we would get back in Australia. It looks more of a flan type operation going on here, but I have been told it is natillas, which, as I said, is custard. So let's dig in and see. The most important thing, of course, is the taste. Does it taste like custard? Let's see. It's custard. Not as runny as I'm used to, as I said, but custard flavour, custard taste, nonetheless. But is it enough to save this meal? That's the question. Don't know. Well, that's the meal done and dusted. Let's wait for the bill and my final thoughts on the meal today.
¿Qué tal todo?
Hombre, lo de vino me ha sorprendido un poquito, pero bueno, es la norma de la casa, porque en muchos sitios sí lo incluye, ¿sabes? So the bill has arrived, no surprises here, you guys know the price already, €13.90 is the price of the menu del día today. 3 courses, first course, second course, dessert, drink, bread included. Let me know if you think it's good value for money or not. My final thoughts on this restaurant here, La Maraña in Rivas Pacia, Madrid. Well, I'm going to be honest, as I said, I'm not overly excited by my dining experience today. Underwhelmed, I think, is the word that I used before. Primarily because there's not a lot of choice. There's only 3 starters, 3 second courses, and the dessert, as we saw, was called custard, but it was more like a flan, if you like. The taste was okay, but that's about it. The first course that I had, the risotto de champiñones, mushroom risotto, was okay. No complaints about that. The flavours were good. It tasted okay. It was well seasoned. I can't complain about that. The second course, from what was on offer, Only 3 things. Chicken wings I didn't want, fish I didn't want. I went for the meat dish, la con a la gallega, and it lacked something for me. It was a little bit disappointing. The drink was included, but I could only have a glass of beer or soft drink or water. Wine wasn't included. I told the waiter about that, and he said, yeah, he understands, but it is the policy of the restaurant owner to not include wine in the menú del día. And for the price, €13.90, well, the same thing or a better menu I can get down the road for €11.50. So a little bit overpriced in my opinion for what I've had today. The dessert was okay, but nothing special. And given the look of this restaurant, given the style of the restaurant, the decoration of the restaurant, the reviews of this restaurant, a little bit disappointed I am with the meal today. The service was fairly good and the food came out quickly. To give you an idea, I came into the restaurant at about 28 minutes past 1, and the time is now, I'll just show you there on my phone, 7 minutes past 2. So in just over 30 minutes, I've had a 3-course meal today. So service, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. The first course, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. The second course, 5 out of 10. The dessert, 7 out of 10. And the fact that I couldn't get a glass of wine for the drink, I'm going to give that a 4 out of 10. So a little bit underwhelming is the experience today. I'm a little bit disappointed because I could have got a better meal for a better price in another restaurant. But that's life. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. Let me know your thoughts on the meal that I have eaten today. I would love to hear them. Did I get value for money? Would you have eaten the things that I ate today? Let me know in that comment section below. And the price, was it a decent price for what I had? That's also an important question to ask. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Hasta luego and bon appetit from a rainy Madrid, Spain.